Hello everyone, I am back, yes. And you might be wondering, Limbus Company again? Yeah. Mostly just because, well, one, I'm eating mint ice cream. Yes, don't fault me for liking mint ice cream. I love mint ice cream. If you never tried it, for some odd reason, try it, bear. You don't like it, don't like it. Just don't eat it, bro. Where did my mouse go? There it is.
당장
Let's
집행해주지.
continue. Oh, good. I forgot I like this. Ah, you've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated the doors with the highest probability of leading into the Rings Gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned, but... Hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. Huh? Gatekeeping? Are you saying you have more to tell about gates? Doors? Yep. The door over there, pretty sure it connects to N-Corp's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some canned whatever it was. And that wooden door with the bandages wrapped around the handle? Papa go in there to cast out vengeance. Says, from what the book said, it's probably a turf protected by a dumb subsidiary or something. Like earlier when she offered only vague snippets, even about just a single door, Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid, even to someone as clueless about the back door as me. Yes, I know, random small bags. She's far more cooperative than anticipated, even after that Alan character roughed her up, from what I hear. Yeah, you think she'd clam up out of spite. I wonder if she changed her mind about cooperating with us. Nevertheless, we mustn't let our guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she'll turn on us. I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know? Alright then, based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safest doors first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking and let you know which ones you need to enter. Alan tinkered with the devices around him and flashed a couple of doors with blue light. Guess that means we start with those. Who do you guys want to go first? They all look about the same. Just start with the closest one. Well, Alan did say these are the safest ones, so it shouldn't matter which one. What up, y'all? Just as I reached for the nearest door, as Heathcliff told me to. Heathcliff, I meant to say that. Roshu suddenly veered off, stopping in front of another door that stood a few steps apart. This door. It feels familiar. You recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Roshu stopped speaking when the fragmented memory painted over in parts slipped into my mind. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know. Let's go for a walk. But I don't recall much about it. That memory just now. Could it be tied to Araya? Let's start with that door. Okay, this one, yeah? Here we go. Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode in first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the other sinners. Hold up, y'all. And this place is? Judging by its state, it seems to be a welfare facility located within a nest, most likely a park. Every saw him walking here dragging some animal along. It means that he got some money to burn. Oh, some money to burn. Whoops. Well, it's still the same. Proper rich lot, this place. The walk, the path. Roshu mentioned in her memory. I saw people fussing over their pets. The pieces clicked together and I voiced the other memory I saw back at the House of Spiders. Did you ever come here with a puppy named Saru? Yeah, I remember that. Not a puppy though. Sarah was a bit bigger by then. I'm sorry, what do you mean by bigger? Sorry, it hit a lot, didn't it? I I should have finished my homework faster. Dang, why is she getting any better? I gave her lots to eat. Oh, I know. Wanna go for walkies? You love walkies, don't you, Sarah? There's this workshop Dad always visits. The door there's connected to her work. You could go right now. Roshu's childhood memory burned bright in my vision before passing. That was her as a kid? Verily, such gentleness doth seem most unlike thee, young Roshu. Not like the greatest things to say in front of her face, but okay. Hey, Clark. Who said you could show them my memories willy-nilly? No, come on, you know it's not something I can control. G. Whatever that means. Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the vision of Roshu's past. This time, though, the memories seem to manifest for everyone around, just like what we experienced in H-Corp with Hong Lu. Which probably means... Why are y'all staring at me? That's so random, what the hell? Did you not see that just now? See what? You guys zoning out together? Guess it doesn't apply to Kira. Then again, I like how it was between Lin Dayu and Hong Lu. Kira doesn't have any direct connection to Roshu. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Was an adorable hound thy companion of old, young Roshu? Indeed, my one and only best friend. And because of that, Saru would be locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on an assignment, with a spiral driven through her. The first ever leash. Looking back, might have been a kind of fate that she died sooner. To inflict such cruelty upon a voiceless animal, how can such wickedness be born? What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain. I shut myself in my room, crying. You were? Not someone else? Who else? Oh, see, it was me. Oh, of course. Sometimes her acronyms are like pretty obvious, and sometimes they're not obvious at all. Even after witnessing the fragment of memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution, said he would give me a gift the next day. What I received was something he called the Beast Bone Blade, a chainsaw that would whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every swing. Ew, no way. I always knew there was something creepy with Robo-Unk. So that's how he killed your dog, huh? No, he didn't kill Saru. That Kanto was alive. Did you just say alive? Bloody hell. Right nutter, that psycho. What does that mean? What does right nutter mean? I don't even want to know, bruh. Ours were embedded in it like ornaments, and they stared at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat as though it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. So I shortened what remained of her time with my own hands. Got me thinking after hearing all that. Why do you still mess with that art thing then? Let's be honest, after seeing something like that, you want to steer clear, yeah? Right? Those things he called artworks were also cursed. Straight up nightmare fuel. Like, I haven't really checked out other ring artworks outside Lena and her Nurse Fathers, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that. But yeah, this stuff never gave me any art vibes, for real. I thought the same. Kira's speech is so freaking funny to me, dude. Oh my nose! Okay, well, I was terrified at first. Yeah, as I learned more, there were more faucets that suited my taste. Though this appeal in those grotesque creations, well, from what you told me about Callisto, looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. But there's something he always used to say: art is wholly subjective, and thus one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible, is the beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. Can't say I quite get it, but if you say so. Nah, but bloody hell, how do you end up getting used to that kind of thing? Why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it, but that bastard Callisto's installation artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for her. The scabbard moved, and Ryoshu came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivered between fear and anticipation. Night terrors, sprang from nightmares. In the House of Spiders? There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your day? I need to check something. We've seen enough here. Let's go back. Yeah, let's... Oh, yeah, let's. Nothing else worth checking around here anyway. The inspection complete, we quickly followed Roshu back. Holy crap, there's so much chocolate I can't even eat my ice cream. It's melting, bruh. I'm gonna end up start drinking it. She stood in front of the artworks covered in sheets of cloth less than that. Right here, there used to be a huge artwork display here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him, but the bastard went about fussing, saying he needed to practice so he wouldn't lose his touch. Mommy! What's wrong? Oh, over there! Thought I told you to keep the exhibition in your room. Ah, you've returned, Yoshihide. I decided to attempt installation art of a somewhat larger scale this time, but ran out of space in my gallery. Mommy, please! Oh no. What? People were screaming. I don't know where I got please, bro. My dumbass is going insane. Yes, Yoshihide. Raya has reached an age when she may be introduced into the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem. It would. You liking it and me inquiring the taste doesn't mean Raya will. Wah! Let's get you back to your room. I was hugging something in my arms. It was crying. Saru? No. Too big to be Saru. The not-created memories can never be made whole, no matter how many fragments are glued together. Could tell Roshu everything we knew about Raya, but never truly reach her. I see. His hollow void must be Araya. So it's like the Kathy situation, but this time around, is she not the one remembering? What the heck is up with them and them adding people forgetting stuff or like stuff, stuff like that? The sensation and emotion for what's been empty begin to entangle with Roshu's memories. And that makes it possible for us to reminisce about Raya together. Soft battle Raya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with this small step. Alright, time to check out the next one. Went to several more back doors that Alan pointed out. But unfortunately, none of the places we ended up at stirred Roshu's memories any further. Isn't there a fight scene here? There is so much to read. Pretty much nothing here. I think we're done. Hmm? What the? How'd I get in here? Oh, here we go. Startled, Kira pointed ahead, where figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looked like massive lumps of flesh hidden behind their tentacles. Those English aliens from before? Just thou not say thou hast sealed the door, Ilya? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more? They probably infiltrated via an entirely separate route, another back door. As you can see, the objective appears to be the retrieval of the Ringler's father's artworks. Get on with it! We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out. Wait, but I thought Robo-Unk was washed. He's got so many fanboys and fangirls here. Who washed? I mean, okay. Huh. Does this artwork possess value in and of itself? Was it just a case of posthumous premium of death effect? Think about it. Some of the pieces have already been taken. Of course, they are little of value to both our companies. Watching them sweating and struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them. Pretty funny. But imagining how those pieces will be labeled with some prophetic notion of heritage connected to my name on the description plaques? Pretty arbitrary. They may be They may be occupied with transporting those objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the Wayfair and LCE personnel stationed here, Executive Manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the ring's reputation. Oh, this is right. Better to wipe them out before they try anything stupid. Guys, looks like we've got another job to do. Lend me a hand. Radar didn't budge with the sinner's replies this time, but it should be fine. Shoot, how is this one? Okay, whatever. You going to? Okay. Interesting choice. Oh my god, the lag is insane.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내. 그새 능숙히 다루게 되었구나. 낮도 밤도 지우고 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 뿐.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
이리 와라.
왜? 쌈 구경 시켜준다는데 뭐 안 볼 필요 없잖아. 그 독방에 있어봤자 할 것도 없고.
거긴 킬존이다.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Okay.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내.
I don't have this suspicion feeling Fox is about to stagger.
훌륭하구나. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장잠범.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Honestly, I should just stop trying.
어? 자신만만하게 달려가더니 근자감이었던 거야?
자, 그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내.
반만 남았어도 이 정도.
What the heck, you were here? I forgot you were here actually.
브레이크? 대박! 방금은 감지였는데? 아이씨, 한 번쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴 때 딱 씹어줘야 하는데.
바꿀 수 없는 상황을 탓하는 것만큼 무의미한 일은 없다. 그러니 시시비비는
어?
더 안에서 배틀로얄로 가리는 게 좋겠군. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어냈군. 반듯한 일격이었어. 실로
아이씨,
군더더기
짜증나게. 필연적 절대적. 엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
모두께서도
결정.
저런 위험을
해보.
보이시며
좋아.
배워야 할 것을 뵐 때가 있었지.
희령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지 본국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게 자랑할 만한 우영이 뭐 있다고.
이 순간이
필연이다.
베어내.
네, 흔들렸군. 바이올렛. 자,
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
잠시 죽으라는 지령은 없었나요?
저것들
피다가 진 생명은
전부 녹여서 썰어버려도
수많은 무덤 중
상관없지?
하나가 되어 이곳에 잠들겠지.
Did Voss just die to bleed? That sounds like insane work, dog.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 같았어. 지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억.
Like this, the last of the Rings infiltrators have been eradicated. Is that all of them? Yoshi kept glancing around as if searching for someone, but unfortunately, no other ring members were in sight. Right. Well, where the hell were those not coming from anyway? What just the first wave? Had more sides legging it in from the back like they've been looking somewhere else. Come on, y'all. According to the tracking logs recorded by the surveillance device installed here, they appear to have crossed over from another corridor. Another corridor? What precisely does this designation of another corridor refer to? The room resembling a shopping mall, the one filled with batches of toys on display. The company, if I recall correctly, designated it as the corridor of the middle nurse father. Oh, I suggest we relocate there. Your assigned tasks here have been wrapped up. And before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We're planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedia cataloging the notable characteristics of these corridors and the hall of their connection. Fake. Your cooperation will be most appreciated. Kira seemed to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she were going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she just locked in on the decision. Sure, I got stuff to tell you. Like, hella stuff. Some parts are kinda fuzzy, not gonna lie, but I can still recall like 20 pieces clear enough. Places, whoops. I mean, and it was home for me and Baba, so... I got nothing. I know once we go to that fucker's room is a home. My memories of it are all fragments at best. Instead, this cabinet gave a faint, restless stir. Perhaps I wanted to comfort Roshu the only way it could. And accompanied by his terror, began our move toward the corner of the middle.
완벽하게 수행되었지 않은가? 하지만 아직 기약은 없구려.
I'll be right back.
그렇다면
지령이 가리키는 곳으로.
Okay. The heck? They swiped everything that wasn't nailed down, huh? Fret not. I aspire to theater half of thy worldly possessions. Articulate fixer figurines, video game cartridges. Though I'm not talking about my toy box, okay? I had hella many of them anyway. My TV's gone. The couch, too. As Kira said, only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch set used to be. Oh, those? LCE researchers hauled them away. From the sound of it, they're going to set them up in their staff lounge. As for the leather and the ornaments, they said they'll be selling them off. Yeah? Oda seemed to notice something the moment she caught Kira's wistful look. The corners of her lips curled into a faint smile as she spoke with feigned nonchalance. Who knows, with sufficient cooperation, perhaps they become more receptive to the idea of returning those items. Assuming much? I never said I wanted them back. Anyway, I'll tell y'all all about what I know, so come this way if you want in. These two doors here made from paper and wood, they connect to S-Corp. That one reinforced with steel, that one leads to V-Corp back streets, where, having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira is clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each door Wayfarer Company had asked us to explore led. Directed by Kira and accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one. Good work. All data seems to match. Thank you for your cooperation. until there was just one back door left open. I know this ain't anything new, but I've gotta say, these back doors are just too bloody convenient. Them portals too. You ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? Yours is as simple as turning the knob and entering. Seems to me you'll outpace your business rival in no time. I'm a bit hard-pressed to agree with the too convenient sentiment when it comes to using back doors and portals, but since your intent was to claim Wayfarer's superiority over the current W Corp, I'll take that as a compliment. Did I say something wrong? Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff. Aptly said, while this has been a workday relatively free of casualty days thanks to the quality information you have provided. Do understand that Wayfarer Company's primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of those services are fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embarking on the pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrous entities, whose exact natures haven't even been confirmed yet. They appear in the liminal space between paths. It also costs a pretty penny to keep the secured path well secure. I'd say our operating cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering that we are also trying to prevent our rivals from taking this corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet off. It must be one of his precautions, just in case. Maybe his dry smile and unsettling lack of reaction to anything or hints that he's simply seen too much to be fazed by most horrors. Still, our work's gotten considerably easier for this job thanks to the help from everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than I expected. Very well then, let's take a look at the last door. Ah, it's the door Papa used to walk through all the time. Followed Kira into the door, and the second I crossed over the threshold, a breeze carrying an oddly familiar, salty smell tickled the tip of my nose. One of my clock hands. I'm not surprised. This one connects to the somewhere in the general Great Lake area, it seems. Welcome to Corp's giant Stingray port ship. Stingray, huh? Why does that ring a bell? Hang on a minute. It's that place, isn't it? That port ship that has Salon du Malix, the private hair salon? Heathcliff chimed in with a shudder, as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him. Isn't Ricardo still alive too? Oh, though it's significant. Whoa! Though if it signified then that we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hairdo most luscious. Quit it with that luscious nonsense, lass. Why encourage me now when you were so cavalier about blasting my villainous arse back at the lake? Indeed. Alas, 'tis true that punishment brought upon our merry band have severely outweighed the crime. Wouldst thou not agree, young Heathcliff, that to put the coupons to use will remedy thy pain a smidge? Ah, bugger it. I ain't even got anyone to spruce up for anymore. Sweet, then can I use them? We were regulars at that Molex place. Papa Envy. Papa will ask in the middle for a favor. And we bring loads of coupons back home. They give away a hair coupon every 10 visits. You see, so what am I even yapping about all this? Why am I even yapping all excited? What? Kira, who seemed ready to launch into a cheerful rant, came to a abrupt pause like a bike tripping over a ledge. Her face fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffed the pebble away. Looking back, I guess Papa did hella care for me, so why? But it's also true these guys went out of their way to get me out of there, even though they didn't know me so well. Why is it gotta be so complicated? Matthias gave you that unesthetic BC? The heck's a BC? Bowl cut. Bro, listen, like I said, that's not how you shorten these things. For some reason, Roshu seemed almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronym. It was reminiscent of that self-satisfied look she'd get after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days of our bus journey. Thinking back, ever since Sinclair's translations became reliable enough, the sinners had less reason to voice their frustration with Roshu's acronyms, which in turn gave her fewer causes to snicker about. I'm not sure why, but something tells me that she might be making her acronyms ridiculously incomprehensible on purpose. If your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has one tasteless sense of humor. From what I recall, the toys and games he was into were pretty retro. Must have been annoying to play along at first, but the more I played along, the more I got into it. Still corny and juvenile as shit though. I know out of that conflict within the when you get the trifling and park fearful they may be, yet we are still compelled to peer hinwards at the interests of the family. Yeah, I wanted to know what Papa was into to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I needed to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and talk about mutual subjects, so... He tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. Proud shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like Yoshihide learned his in 2 days, or yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know? Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words went worth shit. I once thought of him the same as you do now. A good man, at least among the nurse fathers, caring enough to bring me gifts. But one day, I realized that he never understood the things I really cared about, even if his life had depended on it. One day, thou sayest? Pray tell, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man? That, I don't remember when or why, just that it happened. Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school. Bullshit. I never been to school. I'd never even thought of wanting to go to school. Matthias must have been talking about out of his ass again. Huh? No way, bro. I even saw a clip of it. What? Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. Even saw baby you going, I'm off to school, Dad, in that video, so I'm pretty dang sure. But I don't... As Kara went on, Yoshu's confidence from her initial retort seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her. So much of her memory had been mutilated. Yoshu didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it when she said she'd never been to school and had never even wanted to. And I want to glimpse the fragment of the memory that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes. Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There's an a subsidiary of the ring. Academy. Sure it was the school, not like an art academy or something like that? Like it? For a chance to be in the academy, not a school? Wait, that kinda makes more sense. Yeah, must have been an academy, not a school. Academy of Art. Yoshu muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. Then, after a brief moment, she turned toward me with an astounded scoff and a look of mild irritation. Clock! You deserve a smack. Ah! Straight up smacked the shit out of him. Hold on, did she smack Lily his clock? Then lightly smacked me upside the head with a scabbard. Yep, the scabbard is his thing. What was that for? This memory sucks, Clock. I would have been just fine without it. But at least I got to remember the incident that changed my perspective on Matthias. Dad, how do I go to a school? School, Yoshihide? Well, I don't see why you would wish, let alone need, to go to such an institution when we nurse fathers are here to provide you with all the education you require. You would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been much more enlightening than trudging through any of the less formulaic educational systems. But Dad, I saw him in a picture book, and I don't have any friends here. Oh, Ian and his pointless... But it's true that there are qualities that can be learned only through group erudition that engenders competition. Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Really? I intend to send Yoshihide to an academy as part of my educational curriculum. There's an academy of art a subsidiary of the ring. Companionship with the other talented children of approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration that will guide Yoshihide's growth. The freaking beep beep beep. The prescript approves. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake. And how are you so certain of that? Do elaborate if you can, and pop out the prescripts by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice? Of what is right or wrong? And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come. Callisto had found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone were so bad when I was with other kids. No, that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say that I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course I would. Whew! Ugh, that I'm... Huh? When all we ever did was nod along to the lecturers and spout purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing. Our lesson today will focus on corporate techniques. Now, take a good look at the diagram here. Then the mannequins before you weave the blood vessels in the same pattern as the diagram, and I don't know why we're even learning about corporate stuff in this day and age. Right? I don't get what the point of this slog is. Trying and shaping blood vessels to make a color that a drop of ink can do better. I read that in the book. I'm more excited to learn about cubist technique than this crap. Honestly, why is this washed up movement even a part of the curriculum? It's just boring, shallow gore stuff. No, it's good, but it's boring and shallow only because you guys are bad at it. What? Oh, you mad cause your daddy's a lame corporatist? Oh, is he? No wonder her stuff is just as... Ow! I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butt kicked. Them bad-mouthing Callisto wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to family like Matthias did either. It's just what I was taught to dislike, that's all. Just one of those tantrums kids of that age have. Kids will be kids, and all that. I'm home, Dad. Hey, buddy, you're home early. Oh man, must have been playing up today, huh? You got dust all over. Got into a fight. A fight? Yeah, he kept saying dumb things about class stuff, so I smacked him. What about you? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek? But it's okay, because I punched them this many more times. Did I do good? That's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, just some business to take care of. Why don't you sit tight and work on the coloring book? Daddy'll be home before you know it. Okay. Is it bro business? No, it's family business. I ain't seeing what's so bad about taking care of your own. That's not these sides don't learn respect unless you beat it into him. Heathcliff, I don't think you'll understand. If only he'd been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have ended right there with a pat on my head. What? Papa, I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does. You heard of member of the family? That automatically gets you written up in the book. Yeah, and he did what he did in the end. Bro! Huh? Aha! There you are, Yoshihide. Is class starting already? My diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Dad? I know. I said I'll be back before you know it, but I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the ring bastards' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah, there's so many sniveling brats here. Oh, as for the crimes, they slapped on my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone agreed that they did one sorry job of keeping these tykes under control. In that case, pursuant Title 2, Section 52 of the book, Execution by Beheading, they clearly don't got much use for what sits on their shoulders, eh? How do you like it, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? How dare he! Such senseless, barbaric violence! Uncultured, uncivilized animal! Do not be discouraged, dearest Yoshihide. I've eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It is a much more significant and prestigious institution this time. I assure you, even an intemperate berserker like Matthias won't dare force his way into such a place as he did with the previous academy. Don't wanna... Yoshihide? I don't wanna go to an academy. I don't wanna go. I don't need friends anyway. All is posturing. Nothing that was ever important to me held any significance to Matthias. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. So I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find out about things I held dear, because I was afraid he would take them away from me like he did the others. But he'd always catch on faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spiders made me tremble in anxiety. Because I was worried about, I don't remember what, but I do know that I could never stop thinking about my room. So whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. The scabbard which had been staring lightly at Roshu's as Roshu recounted her past soon began to rattle oddly. He's doing that thing again. Roshu patted the scabbard with a gentle reassuring hand. The scabbard that was once Araya, a memory without attachment, appeared to me almost as though she was pacifying a crying child. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen yet faintly expectant gaze between Roshu's scabbard and my device. He must be thinking back to his last conversation with Catherine. But Catherine's existence, unlike Araya's, was erased by the Golden Bough itself. I doubt that this device could do anything for Heathcliff at this point. From everything we know, the ring thus far seems to have been the least awful parental figure in your childhood. Huh. Yeah, didn't know that Robo-Unk was such a radical guy. He sent you to an academy like you wanted, and even got angry on your behalf? Oh, hazy memories. Almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Callisto left a snowman by my pillows as a gift. It was made of heads? Yes, decapitated heads from the incident at the academy. Dreaded to get into a sculpture. Why would you choose those specific heads? It's Callisto we're talking about. Thinking back, there was one sorry excuse when I annoyed. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low effort bullshit like that could make me feel better. Could have spared us the details last. Well, that covered. You guys wanna head back? Hang on. What's up? Gonna get that luscious treatment before heading back? Shut it, you! That ain't it! Look there! Those blokes walking out the salon. What are these guys do? What? Father's 8th day. They found us. It would not be odd to find a field branch of the Ring's art movement in different districts of the city, especially at the Father's scale. However, various evidence such as their mask and the fact that our group has immediately drawn their attention suggests that they are in the same pack as the one making regular incursions into the House of Spiders. This is LCVE, speaking to Team Leader Allen, requesting immediate commencement of lockdown sequence. Copy that. Then why don't we... Holy shit, guys. Stop! Bloody hell. What? Don't you know where you are? You've smack dab in the middle of protected turf. Cause of seeing them brothers and sisters of the middle be here any second. Oh yeah? That's gonna be a problem. While they drown the Ring's unwanted attention, we certainly don't want the middle coming after us to the House of Spiders too. Sounds like you got a GI talk. Ever played whack-a-mole? Like, why give ourselves a countdown? Just head back through the door now, and beat up whoever thinks it's a great idea to walk in through the door. She puts forth a sound strategy, Executive Manager, as long as no high-ranking officer among them, it would be to our benefit. Well then, let's do as Kira says. That was quick. Alan blinked, shooting us a puzzled look as our entire squad came pouring through the door long before he finished the lockdown sequence. Due to newly emerging complications past the door, he had concluded that this location is the optimal point to intercept and engage the infiltrators from the Ring. This location, you say? Ah, wait. That all leads to a zone under a syndicate or a Ring's protection, doesn't it? Better idea to fight here then. Happy to work with someone quick on the uptake. It wasn't long before the fathers began rushing in through the open door. I didn't want to summon them while they're relaxing, but, well, can't be helped. And I summoned the sinners back to work. Thank God I'm not eating anything anymore right now. I already finished the ice cream, bro. Well, bro, it's so hot. I can't even sleep, dude. And that's some insane work with the heat for Washington. Ba 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 la la ba
생각이
ba.
많아지니 저런 실수도
Okay, so
나오는구나.
the music plays here. Bro, stop working against me. No, fake it. If you want to keep working against me, I'll do that. Oh my god.
거긴
이 순간이 다 들어 베어내리.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
이리 와라. 그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸렘.
차! 결정.
God, this.
했군. 초지령에게
동주 상구.
불확실한 것은 없네.
같은 배를 탔으니 돕긴
How are you?
도와야겠지.
You are struggling, dude.
물론 나 말고 앵두가.
모두도 도우셔야 합니다. 모제스 아씨가 눈 감아준다고 자꾸 그렇게 농땡이를
그려낸
부리시면
대로.
저는 눈물을 머금고 다른 두 분께 이 사실을 실토할 수가.
Ba 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 ba.
이 순간이 다 들어 베어내리라.
No way, dog.
아이씨,
I saw that, Ishmael.
이리 와라.
이 정도쯤은
Also, this lag is insane.
미래를 과거와 같이.
저런 상태가 되어도 시간이 지나면 다시 복구될 거란다.
Dude,
그것이
if you're gonna keep struggling, then
존재.
whatever.
지령에 따라 참격. 우와,
이 순간이 다 들어
사촌들이랑 공원에 같았어.
바로 그거다 딸렘.
낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
모두께서도 저런 위험을 보이시며 배워야 할 것을 뵐 때가 있었지. 수행되었습니다.
무다 법을
과거의
인지하기 위해
본국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게 자랑할 만한 우영이 뭐 있다고.
대박! 방금은 간지였는데?
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
한 콘쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴 때 딱 씹어줘야 하는데.
Bro, like I said, the lag is insane.
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸렘.
아이씨, 짜증나게. 자! 자! 브레이크 슬램! 그대 흔들렸군. 싸움도 꽤 재밌다고 생각했는데
썰어버려도 상관없지?
이게 구경하는 입장에선 졸라 애매하네.
Hmm.
뭔가 만화책에 나오는 주인공 일행처럼 간지나는 대사라도 좀 쳐봐.
거긴 킬존이다.
엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고. 대행 완료.
반듯한 일격이었어.
그쯤 해줬으니 보장자 한번 벗겨야겠군.
방금은 좀 쩔었는데.
운명적인 죽음일세. 유감은 없으시게.
This lag is insane, dog.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
재밌었다. 자, 오늘 할 거 다 끝난 거 맞지? 그럼 약속대로 이 만화책이랑 해결사 잡지 가져간다.
Might have to restart my game real quick, to be honest. Nah. Never mind, yeah, I'm restarting my game real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. Alright, I'm back. Let's get to this. Okay, and that about wraps up the Metals Corridor. Thanks to you folks, we managed to cut through the door cataloging workload by 80%. I really appreciate everyone going the extra mile to check each and every door too. Made my life a whole lot easier. It's all thanks to the manager's excellent strategization. Next up, Dumb's Corridor, where we actually found a lot of intel lying around there, so we just need you to check some of the doors in this basement. Intel? The manager expresses interest in the aforementioned intel. That. In the Dumb's corridor, we came across a bundle of papers detailing the comings and goings of the Dumb's members and orders they were carrying. Whoever wrote the logs has been diligently keeping them updated. The last entry was written not so long ago. While the contents of the notes weren't all that interesting, they helped us get an idea of where each door in the corridor leads to. Valentina's shitty scrap papers. She been keeping up with that useless shit like this whole time, huh? Useless shit? Remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to. We found one of her backup ticket holders and marked any doors that need work with a drone. There should be about 3 or 4 of them. While you guys do that, I've got some leftover work to take care of over here, so I've been noticing this throughout our interactions. But whenever anything irrelevant to his work came up, Alan seemed to have a way of unhearing and maneuvering right past it as though he didn't even register what was said. Recalling our conversation with Sarah back at P-Corp, that deeply uncurious indifference might just be one of the essential personality traits to go on as a corporate employee in the city. Understood. We'll explore the area past the marked doors and return here. Thanks a ton. Well then. With Alan returning to where the other Wayfarer Company employees were huddled around, he decided to follow the corridor to the left. Hey, there's someone in there. Want the ring, maybe? Going by the silhouettes, they're unlikely to be members of the ring. Come on, lady. Get out of my way so I can see. It's the detective. Some stubbly guy you don't know. And an annoyingly airy dude. Sounds like Moses, Gregor, and Hung Lu, respectively? Yes, it is. The trio's conversation grew clearer, and the closer I approached them. Wait, he did say Gregor, right? Yeah. You okay, fella? You bumped your head earlier. Haha, fine as a fiddle. It was just a minor fall. This is the third time it's occurred. We ought to discuss this issue with the manager once this isolation is over. I think I'm seeing a bump on the side of Honglu's head. Anyway, you know what to do, right? If at any moment you see signs of, don't worry, Gregor. You made it through the explanation for the footage both. You're going to be fine again. I believe in you. Look at you now. You're right here where it happened, but your arm is stable, see? Ironically, fear tends to grow most unmitigated, and when it is distant and unseen. I understand what you might be worried about, but I don't see even the earliest fragments of it. Oh, I need to get my water. I don't even know what noise that was. Don't question it. Then again, you won't question it. You just watch the video. You click and watch. That's all you do, bro. So don't hesitate to share the unfiltered thoughts of that arise while you're in here. I didn't accidentally skip something, did I? I don't think so. I don't really remember either, so. I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm just avoiding the truth when it's staring me right in the face. My case is nothing like Don Quixote's. She just needs to keep her shoes on. And it's all good and dandy for her, isn't it? Things don't work out that way for me. Whatever they're talking about sounds hella deep, guys. You sure about eavesdropping on him like this? That geese is always weirdly cagey about himself. Maybe now is our chance to learn more about him. He's sharing such an IS about himself for once. Why walk away? Don Quixote gives a nonsensical interpretation of Yoshi's acronym as Kira rolls her eyes out of exasperation. Between the bickering sinners and Kira, however, Oda stands in silence with an inscrutable look on her face. She's listening to the exchange between Moses and Gregor like a woman possessed. Okay, let's keep listening then. Otis was right. Damn it, she was right all along. The war isn't over. It never was. It can't ever be over as long as this fucking joke of a gift stays attached to my arm. Barbed words. Fuck. Now, let's revisit a question you couldn't answer while the footage was playing. Hopefully it's become easier to answer now. You've been using that weapon to fight just fine so far. How? I don't mind fighting hostiles and enemies. I'm not the kind of person who worries about people trying to kill me. But killing my comrades, that changes things, doesn't it? I can't even control it. There's nothing I can do to even brace for it. It's unstoppable. Like some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease you never know when its symptoms will set off. Whoa, what's going on with my head today? Even Heathcliff, who was always the first to step up when people began to spiral into self-hatred, stood in conflicted silence, his lips drawing a hard, straight line. Besides, Gregor wasn't wrong in that. At present, there wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. Still got a good chunk of the journey left, and eventually we'll have to. The question is, when does this journey end? No matter what lurks in the past of our sinners, even if they have killed hundreds, thousands, no, tens of thousands of innocent people, will you still embrace them? You'll eventually have to confront an even darker, bleaker truth of the war. And I really trust Gregor not to crumble under the inevitable pressure. I see. You're afraid you'll end up hurting us. Well, that's... At first I thought I couldn't give a hoot whether or not I accidentally murdered some of you. It's a bit saddening to hear that. You know how it is, Honglu. We, the bus team, didn't exactly get off to a rocking good start. But through our journey, I began to think of you all as my comrades. And I was okay with that because I had too much faith in my own weaknesses. Wait, no, what? It said only weakness, right? Oh, yeah, it's only said weakness. Fuck! When I realized I had grown so weak that I couldn't even take down some back streets dug with this arm, I was relieved. Imagine that, the same one, my arm, a weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during the Smoke War. I'll be honest, when that Hohenheim fella said that I was an exception, that alone made me hope. Exception. A potential to be harmless, weaker than even a non-combatant like Lee Sang, made me hope for a life that didn't sound so bad. We all know that went though. We all know how that went though, don't we? Blew up in the worst possible way. And after all that, I just couldn't bring myself to fight again, because I no longer know when this fear would eat me up again, because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again. Same fear you carried all this time. How did you endure it before? Badly. Barely. Holding on to the idea that the living's gotta live on, and nothing else. This really brings me back years. The memories are so clear that it's like they all happened yesterday. Best you kick me off the bus before push comes to. That can't be the answer, Gregor. You can walk away, but the danger of our journey won't leave with you. Dante and the rest of us will still be facing an endless repeat of peril. It's not like leaving the bus will bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reassured, an accident occur, even if it comes at the cost of Dante's suffering. The same can't be said for most people in the city. Now that's something I never expected to hear from you. I guess you're right. If we're saying this due to any kind of end, this would be the place to do so. Not many places in the city have someone to know like this one does. Boy, this consolation thing's pretty embarrassing. I mean, it's not like I was forced to go through something as traumatizing as yours, Honglu. Truth be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who participated in that war must have gone through more or less the same experience. Miss Moses, Otis, and even Valentina, that piece of work. We can't attach a number to our misfortunes as if they're something to be measured. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to avert my eyes from it. But you, Gregor, you're not like me. Every few steps that distance you from the past, you come to a pause, despair, look toward the path you had walked. All those years I let slip by, all those that slipped you by are dotted with phantoms of suffering that are both infathomable and beyond measure. Different experiences, different pain. Still, there's one thing common to everyone. It's that trauma leaves after effects that linger for a long time. What are yours? I dislike loud noises and people who talk too much. They sound too much like the cacophony of the war. Like screaming comrades who resented me even as they lay dying, and the wounds they left in my heart bled me dry. But I thought you were fond of Miss Ezra, Miss Moses. I've talked too much. That aside, haven't you heard your fill? Might as well come out from that corner you're hiding in. Oh man, I knew we've been dropping E's this whole time. I was actually waiting for just the right time to come out and say a few words, but I couldn't find an appropriate moment to. Well, I would have had to share this with Manager Bud with the rest of you fellas sooner or later, so I don't really mind, but what's she doing here? TA, temporary ally? No, temporary, accompaniment? Don't be an asshole. I'm working my ass off to help you guys. Phew, pleased to make your acquaintance, Sue. I almost said sis. Whew. You're right on time. I've been working on a theory, but I don't have all the clues to be absolutely certain. Word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the Thumb's nurse father was most attached to? Huh? No. Duh. Doesn't that supposed to be obvious? Didn't you guys all see her? You think I just chat up a scary lady like that? Dude, she was beating the ever-loving shit out of Lucio every time I saw them together. Oh yeah, he went down fighting you guys to the end, huh? Yeah, said some stuff about her generosity and all that, and fought till he died. Damn, that's unexpected. Being real for a sec here, I thought he was totally gonna swap sides. Really? That lad? And why is that? You know, the vibes. You guys don't know because you haven't seen them long without the scary lady always looming over him. What's up? Gonna stab her right in the spine? You! Look, I think you might be training wrong because, like, you're not improving as much as you should from all that grind. Let me show you what I learned about sword swing from this comic book. That is not how my master has instructed me. The textbook cannot be permitted to have even a single deviation if it means to repay the debt they owe her. Why are you so obsessed with all that crap anyway? You don't even like that old lady. But you're not so different from me in that regard, are you? But, bro, the heck are you talking about? I love my papa. Seriously, I thought things were gonna crash and burn before Yoshihide even came home. Suppose textbook and I had that in common. This one doesn't know. Let me redirect that question toward you, Cineroshu. Hopefully this touches upon one of your more intact memories. Do you know which of these doors dumb nurse father showed particular attachment to, or the door she used most often? Why ask me? Fine. Yes, I do remember. Darwin need clocks help to piece it back together. It's that one. The door with metal pieces dangling from it. Holy shit, I almost died out there. Son of a bitch, a fucking fly? Where did those G-Corp fucks even drag those ghost pests from? Mom? Are you okay? Do I look okay to you, Ticket? No, not really. I'm fine. You know I don't break easy. Should have been there to see me tear the head off that G-Corp vermin, Ticket. But Mom, your leg's bleeding a lot. Here comes another mission. Boy, they really can't do shit without me, huh? So much for a break. The fuck is this? Bandages. For you. Is this kid serious? They got truckloads of expensive treatments on there ready to patch me up in the moment I get back to the field. Well, okay, never mind that. Hey, this works. Mom, sit tight and don't start any trouble. I'll teach you some sword techniques once I'm back. Must have been her years in the small corps. Yeah, fighting in the war took a lot out of her and left her perpetually exhausted. But she marched through every battle for a smile. Stopped drinking, stopped beating me too. Like a blissful idiot who forgot that she was still neck deep in the inescapable pit called the House of Spiders. Oh, ironic peace didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone she called the Consigliere of the Dumb visited the House of Spiders as a tutor. And that's when she went right back to drinking herself into a shit-faced stupor day after day. She had a really big drinking problem. The beatings returned, and so did the edge in her profanities. It was pathetic. Hold on. Why though? Sure, I was on the losing side. But wasn't Valentina on the winning side? A war hero at that? Ever heard of the regulation that prevents Smoke War participants from moving into I-Corp and K-Corp nests? The common thread between these post-war rules is that they make the lives of veterans difficult. Dubious rules that don't discriminate between winners and losers. I see. There must have been things going on behind the scenes there too. But doesn't that mean that back door will drop us into a trench they dug during the war? Yes, and Gregor will be the one to open it. Wait, me? Yes, others can do it for you. But what would be the point? Sure, this won't just end up giving him more nightmares. I don't see how this helps him in any way. We do not have any means to treat whatever it is that slumbers within his arm. However, I would surmise that the underlying cause of his sudden transformation wasn't the arm itself. Then, what? It's trauma. His arm took control after his psyche was crushed by the weight of the unspeakable memories coming back to haunt him. It's not because the arm went berserk that he started reliving his painful past. It's the other way around, isn't that so? We can come to understand that the war is really over, and that what others say, no matter how closely they echo the past, is not necessarily aimed at you. Then you may be able to loosen your grip on the fear and anxiety that your arm could metamorphose at any moment. Whoa. My tongue is getting all weirdly silly. That's why it's getting harder for me to talk. While her suggestion may seem blunt, it is one of the basic treatment principles of MQuad's psychotherapy centers. Fine then. Guess I'll open it up. Gregor walked up to the door, grabbed his handle, and paused, taking slow, deep breaths. With one arm, he gently opened the door. I gently opened the door. Why are you running? You should be taking the lead on the front lines while G-Corp banner held high. I don't want to die. It's nice to have a place to go back to. Oh, right. Happy 15th birthday. Oh my god, all these memories. But you can't possibly have the cheek to call me cool. You G-Corp pests were far more messed up even than I ever was. Ripping people apart, cannibalizing them. You were nothing but a swarm of fucked up monsters. I thought I'd woken up from the dream. But I was still. Gregor should be available now, right?
준비들 다 됐나? 준비들 다 됐나? 준비들 다 됐나?
Oh, he's fixed. He fixed. Oh.
걸맞는 준비들 다 됐나? 전시 중.
I'm like, looks like the middle needs to go out now.
나서죠.
Like, as much as I want to use them, she's pretty useful for when she loses a clash, so.
서두르지 말고.
Yeah, I'd rather have
여유롭게.
dumb nurse fodder. Sure, Otis is good, but she's better off in like very prolonged battles. Because, you know, unlocking the sword. Misplaced. Eh? It's just a boring old office. I was kind of ready to be shook, thinking we were about to walk into a war zone or something. You recognize this place? Of course I do. My last job before Olympus Company. And my desk was over there. Here's a tip, fellas. When you're working in an office like this, always get the corner desk facing the wall if you can't help it. It lets you hide from the boss man. Out of sight, out of mind, you know? You can do whatever you want that way. Work, chill, or even freak out and tear at the slightest sound of metal clinking. Nobody will catch you. Nobody will think you're a bother to other people. Gregor again. Gregor grins! A bitter, mocking smile directed at himself. The only downside of this desk arrangement being people walking up behind me to get my attention. High ups just have to holler, "Hey, vet hire!" and I'd scuttle right up to them, but others can't do that. So whenever people walked up to me from behind, I get afraid that I might cause an accident. Vet hire. Must be about the post-war veteran special employment. Right, but I couldn't possibly complain. I wouldn't have gotten that job without it, you know? Not everyone was lucky enough to be considered for that. I was better off than most. Gregor? Head manager. Ted? Gregor whipped around his hand, instinctively leaping to his other arm. There was an unfamiliar man in a clean suit standing behind us. It really is you, Gregor. And see some new faces with you. Oh, wait. Oh, you folks must be the account that the guys on the other team asked us to leave the meeting room open for. Landed a new job, huh? I see you got a new employee card right there. Wow, so, how you been doing? Me? Same old, same old. Well enough. It's not like I've got anywhere else to go, right? I'm not surprised you found new work so soon. You're always a dependable guy. Isn't the pay good? Is the pay good? Whoops, sorry. How's life, man? Oh yeah, you were gonna sell that, commemorative coin. Some kind of metal, right? Hope you got paid good money for that. Look at me, asking how's life to a fellow citizen. Can't imagine anybody would have anything good to say to that, huh? Moving on. Oh, no one's hounding you with vet hire shit over there. No, not at all. There's none of that there. Here. Hey, that's good to hear, man. Glad you don't have to deal with that dang jackass of an executive VP. It's messing with you like he was a war veteran himself. You know how many years I had to hear that geezer bragging about how he profiteered from the war, pulling himself up by his bootstraps, about how in every peril and there's an opportunity waiting to be found, blah blah blah. I'm preaching to the choir, however you say that, aren't I? Ha ha ha. That guy, huh? Is he still taking his sauna breaks during work hours? Haha, what do you think? His seat misses his ass every day. Haha. Oh, and get this. Remember how he used to call you special employment fellas Nepo voice? A few days ago, his name showed up in the HR report. Guess what it said? Turns out he was lining his pockets with kickbacks when we were choosing the fixer offers for a partnership project. Hey, there's about to be a vacancy in the office real soon. Really? Isn't he, an actual Nepo? Though he's the president's family. Don't think he's the president's family. Yeah, man, it's that bad. It's what anyone never talks about by the water cooler. If there's anything I learned here, is that people obsessed with back in my days are all kind of like him. They hate how their glory days are behind them. Kind of like a distraction from how pathetic they are now. And hey, backstreet kids like myself don't have glory days to look back on and yearn for, right? Look back and it's all doom and gloom. If you ever hit rock bottom, you also know the only way left to go is up. You said something like that before, yeah. Yeah, guess it's my own band of bullshit philosophy. Oh boy, look at me running my mouth in front of our customers. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, don't worry about it. That's a pretty unique process you got there. No worries, but it seemed that you were on your way to submit those proposals. Gee golly, I'm late. Thank you for stepping out of it. I'm gonna get one heck of a scolding. Anyway, Gregor, hit me up sometime, eh? Go out and catch up over a drink or something. Sure, if we get the chance. The man who seemed like Gregor's former co-worker hurried away, but he didn't forget to wave us a good-natured goodbye. Foo-hoo, I can see a little bit of him in the way you talk, Gregor. Come on, I don't sound as old as he does, do I? Moses, who had been quietly observing as Gregor and his former co-worker chatted, exhaled a light stream of smoke and slowly began to speak. Many of us who returned from the war seem to suffer from a certain misconception. When we are told to remember, it does not mean we are bidden to live through the nightmares of the past over and over again. Excuse me. We are not being cursed to relive the pain and suffering in it. Oh, Ezra and I, we are both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. It's not like I remember because I want to. Well, you can't bring yourself to forget them. Might as well include in your memory the fact that the war was indeed ended. Was or has? Whoops. It has. How the heck did I get was? Fine. You're not wrong there. Vigor stared at his right arm for a while, quietly contemplating. Manager bud? Can't say I can give you any researchers, but resurgence. Just going on with my life seems to be the best answer for now. I want you to ask if you're okay with that though. I'll manage, but it's you who's gonna have to deal with the aftermath. Gregor would always say the same to those suffering from the cruelty inherent in living. Still, live on. Just live on. Yet even as his lips spoke those words, his eyes would take on a desperate and unfocused look, shaded beneath despair. Today, the gloomy gray seemed to have give way to just a hint of the blue sky beyond. This may be no more than a single ray of the sun peering through the dark clouds that have long suffocated the sky. It would probably take much more than this for the shadows to be fully lifted, but don't you worry, I'll be fine. It was a big step forward for him to have addressed even a little bit of that persistent anxiety from his past. When he emerged from the door, we saw Otis facing away from us, her weapon drawn. Wait, I don't think she even followed us through the door. Huh? Were you here the entire time? Yes. I was told by that Allen figure that someone has to stay behind and watch the door during these operations, so I stayed there and... Of course. Oh man, it's those asshats again. Weird. The corridor is not a place for those newbies to be roaming around on their own. As you can see, a few uninvited guests have decided to visit us through a different door. I don't know why it took me so long to find out the respective music of these freaking different fingers of the nurse fathers are playing their respective music. I look past all this just in time to see more fathers pouring into the corridor through a different back door. They must be trying to find a way to get to the ring nurse father's corridor. Well, can't just let them do, can we? Kill them all! And why is it just a black screen, bruh? Wait a minute, I think my thumb is capo is 3 uptime, right?
생각이 많아지니 저런 실수도 나오는구나.
Yeah, it's 3 uptime. Well, that's not that good, but it's still better than, 2. 4, 3. Honestly, better choice. Oh, it's Gregor. I forgot I had him. Whoa! What was that?
모두께서도 이 그런 유형을 보이시면 배워야 할 것이 있었지요.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지 본국 제일검조차 아니었던
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow.
어릴 땐 몰랐어. 왜 엄마가
Did
삼촌들이랑
Gregor lose that?
함께 했는지.
Oh wait, no, he probably didn't even. Okay, whatever.
그 외부 강사들 손가락 안에서도
I
내가
don't know,
하는
Gregor.
실력이
Seems like you might have to counter that.
너희가 보여준
Oh, they're both
혹은 더
very good
대단한
counter,
기술을
my bro.
매번 엄마에게 가르쳐줬거든. 예측할 수 없게.
Dang, dang! Bro, you had whatever. That's some stupid bullcrap.
남았어도 이 정도쯤은
낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어냈건.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 세금 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해 드리면
예측할 수
됩니까?
없게.
네가 하면 농연이를 짓는 건
아이씨, 짜증나게.
부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
That's Gregor.
결정, 해금, 초월. 지령에게 불확실한 것은
사람을
없네.
단축하니 보기 좋아지지 않았나?
Oh, lag.
예측할 수 없게. 아이씨, 짜증나게.
잠시. 아직 5번 더 갈라야만 합니다.
배어물수로
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
어중간한
저것들
연민이 이런 불필요한
전부
고통을
녹여서
가져오는 거야.
썰어버려도 상관없지?
목숨을 거두려 했다면 머리를 베었어야지. 그려낸 대로.
대행 완료.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 친구들 같았어.
원망도 몇 터지나. 원망도 몇 터지나.
대박! 바로 감지였는데? 미래를 과거와 같이. 아이씨, 팝콘쯤은 줘도 되잖아. 이럴
God
때
dang,
딱
bro, there's
씹어줘야지.
only like 2 of them left.
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 뿐.
This night is insane, dog.
반듯한 일격이었어.
유감은
실로
없으시게.
군더더기였군.
이제 싱 수에선 벗어났나?
운명적인 죽음을
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
그래. 이 정도면 지켜볼 가치가 있겠지.
Okay, it's not fixed on Gregor anymore.
날 뭘로 보고?
걸맞는 곳이었.
전시 중 부름이라면
준비들 다 됐나?
사냥감인가 몸이.
Once we dealt with the fathers who invaded the dumb nurse fathers, destroyed the corridor, we left for the index and ran into a few familiar faces waiting for us at our destination. Huh? Don't you guys have today off? Yeah, but I thought I might as well come along. It's, you know, keep summoning us while we're in the middle or something, so I decided that it might actually be more convenient for us to be with you in person. If summoning occurred at the most unideal moment. What happened, you say? Now, I know you weren't doing it on purpose, but all 3 times you summoned me, I was leaning over snacks, topped with a bunch of whipped okay. Yeah, that's not a, that really is somehow bad time. Wow, 3 times? Also, why are you eating so many snacks with whipped creams? Today, I learned that blacking out and waking up to a me-shaped indent in the cake was about to chow down doesn't make for a very relaxing break. Sorry about that. I should have checked in with you guys before summoning, but I'm still getting used to it. Okay, now you're being too sorry. No hard feelings here, you know? Tagging along because I need some exercise, that's all. I appreciate the additional employees assignments. Now, if you could share any information you know about yet another corridor. I hung out here all the time, so I know this place a little. There was a super clingy, annoying little... no, that wasn't the masked dude. There was this other, Is it something you don't remember? Oh, right. Jared probably doesn't remember Sora. Sora? I don't think that name rings any bells for us. Oh, that's bad. That's someone who used to live here? Yeah, well, Sora was an index apprentice, so she probably lived here. For a suit, the index apprentice. Oh, pray tell, wherefore is it that the middle, the thumb, and the ring have each apprentices, yet the index and the pinky lack them? It would indeed be quite odd if a mere 3 of the 5 fingers kept an apprentice each. Retrace, I might My recollections? Yeah, I find it like following the trail of odorless air, invisible and unreal. No, there was someone, but I can't. The representations of the Picky and the Index apprentice are missing. No, to be more precise, a merciless blade has shredded it and reduced them to intangible formlessness. How refreshing to hear that same impression from someone else rather than myself for once. It seemed I was the only one who remembered the two apprentices. I retraced back to our first meeting and briefly shared what I knew about Sora. Huh, she doesn't sound like a very forgettable character. Well, the Arashiki cut her into ribbons. That explains why it feels as though I'm recalling a sequence of events with a critical part missing in between. I can almost imagine her, giggling to herself like a creepy loner. And she probably wears glasses too, right? Like one of those gloomy introverts from anime. Oh, I'm so... Exactly, Kira. I see. So that's why it feels like I'm tearing through each strand of a weave. Don't you? Let's say the world's made of strings or threads, Clock. With every slash it displayed would be cutting through the flow of strands that twine to compose one's existence. The object is severed forever beyond repair. You think neither trace nor shape would be left of it. But now that you piece some of it together, it's almost... Instead of elaborating further, Roshu fell silent again, save for the sound of the tip of her cigarette turning to ash, like she was recalling another incomplete memory. I guess she's trying to avoid over-speculating on what she doesn't know for sure. Damn, that totally begs the matter. I have a vague idea of how it works, but this is the first time I'm hearing the deets. Papa had to go through 4 ramp-up stages and remove seals to even make full use of his sword. Honestly, yours needs a trade-off. The sword totally power-creeps Papa's. T.O.? There's plenty already. Oh, so true. Just slicing your memories away is one hell of a trade-off, sorry. Okay, so, I'm guessing you don't have anything to contribute for this corridor. Yeah, I got one. I don't know where it leads, but the index guy used it all the time. Yeah, I don't know if we want to go do that one. Well, oh well. Hopefully it doesn't drop us into an army of indexes. Exactly what I was thinking. TPU. They rarely gather in big groups. She said that's pretty unlikely. Ow! What was that for, Roshu? Wait, did you just hit me with that sword handle? I didn't do anything. But I saw it. I saw Roshu's scabbard, Araya, slightly jerking to the side, patting Sinclair like it was annoyed by something. I won't STS. I'll SYLC until you can barely walk. I swear this isn't a slander or whatever. Look, you poked me so hard it left a mark on my arm here. Well, I don't want to read too much into it, but the scabbard was rattling like it was irritated by something. Stop interpreting for her. This is why she won't stop making up these nonsense acronyms. He's making it worse. I gotta stop him from translating for her somehow. Araya? Wait, that voice just now sounded a lot like Araya's. That's right. Sana too, right? Well, she didn't do anything. Wait, really? It really wasn't her? Nope. Then it's decided. To be fair to Sinclair, no one else but I saw in full detail how the scabbard came to be, which means that he couldn't imagine in his wildest dreams that the scabbard poked him of its own violation. Doesn't seem like any of the descendants heard that voice either, though. Damn, you guys bully him a lot, huh? Well, that's been long overdue for a little smack upside his noggin. We should head inside. Let's not keep Alan waiting. Kira directed us toward an almost disturbingly normal wooden door, so featureless that I could have mistaken it for any of the dozen of doors we walked past in the nest. Well, that does sound like something he would choose. We were greeted by a whiff of stale, musty air the moment we walked through the door. I think this leads to a basement, and emerged to what appeared to be an almost dungeon-like basement area. Whenever that matched Ung's beeper rang, he walked through this door. So, who are they? The Index. Oh! Oh hey! These guys! Signs of life. There were people living down here, up until just a few hours ago. Why are you here, paper slips? You're only executing the P-script. I've had it with these P-scripts. Though at least yours don't make annoying beeps. The basement was stocked up with shelf-stable and non-perishable food. The cells were all completely empty save for what looked like a makeshift bathroom in each of them. It is likely that this dungeon was used to imprison individuals with varying features that may be required to complete a P-script. Seriously? This room seems to have been used for something worse than civil incarceration. Among Frost's conjectures is that the captors were conditioned in body and mind in various ways to match the P-script's liking. Sounds like that guy was just as crazy as the rest of them. Wait. That staircase right there leads up. Let's check out what... He said, oh hell no, you ain't going up there. Freaking annoying man. The heck are you doing? You cannot enter through this door. Oh, I see. Another grief of body blocking in the doorway. Move. I need to see something. The world of peace forbids you. You cannot enter through this door. What do we do? Is it worth forcing our way in there? There's a pretty amendment about not letting us in. I prefer that we stay as far as possible from anything that's to do with the gods. I mean, peace gifts, but nothing in this basement gives me any indication as to where the door connects to. Oh, this is right. We'll have to get upstairs somehow if we want to get an idea where this door leads. If Rianne's been using this basement, then I'd like to see what's upstairs. Honestly, learning that this door connects to some basement is more than enough intel to cross it off the list. Still, this has anything to do with Roshu's memories? Alright then, let's push through. Executing your command, Executive Manager. Do all the prescript is absolute. They did that on purpose. They put all this then them on purpose. Is it though? They really did that on purpose, bro. They did that on purpose. Now we got 3 index people fighting with us against these others.
마음 둘 안. 아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다. 지가 내킬 때만 잘해줬지.
Okay, why are they be attacking the one person that's using that we have to that the prescript is for us is choosing to attack? Dude, how did I struggle to say that? Hold up. Ugh, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Well dang, first off, where's Frost's thing? Dang, neutral? That's insane work. Struggling, that's neutral. Surprisingly, this is dominating.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸렘.
God dang! God dang! God dang!
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라.
That was some bad luck right there. That was some really bad luck.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
쳐다보긴 우리는 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
무아몽중.
그딴 컨디션으로 퍼 놈에게 덤빈다라. 데카당스식 예술이라도 보여줄 셈인가?
Yeah, we'll do that. Honestly, I'm more invested for these guys to kill them now, so...
지령에 따라 참격.
Are we serious right now?
아이씨,
How
짜증나게.
did you roll nothing? You had zero. You have lesser SP than this person.
포장자 한번
Well, no,
벗겨야겠군.
they had lesser SP than you. I don't know how they said that, and you somehow failed. Why do you have so much?
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸내.
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라.
Are we serious right now?
베어낼수록
Are we serious?
지름대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
This is really pissing me off.
너희가 걸어야
불확실한
할
것은
수라의
없네.
길.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
여전히 그 끝이 보이지 않을 만큼 멀고 또 멀고.
Must be fucking stupid. They can be stupid as much as they want. Doesn't really have what? No, what the hell?
재밌겠는데? 쳐다보긴 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
만 남았어도 이 정도쯤은.
여기 심장이
훌륭하구나.
대행 완료.
엄마는 무기라면
그렇지.
뭐든 잘 다뤘어.
바로 그거다 딸내.
그중 제일 뛰어난 게 검이었고.
미래를 과거와 같이.
취약한 마음과
I'm
자아의
surprised you
수로
fucking survived that, but it's
누군가가
whatever,
만든
dude.
자아의 껍데기 속에 의존하고
You
숨고
got
싶은
bleeding
법이지만
on you, right?
그럼에도 재밌는
That's
그게
funny enough, no. So,
재밌겠는데? 낮도 밤도 지워 숨이 닿도록 베어냈군.
오호라. 나가 시원시원한 게 보는 재미가 탁월하구나.
쳐다보긴
모두
너무 멋있는 건
준비한
알아가지고.
기믹은 이게
주전부리는-
다인가?
어디서 가져오신 겁니까?
응? 이거 말이냐?
여기 있는 귀물들의 가격이 얼마인 줄 알고 부스러기를 그렇게.
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸렘.
어때? 사람을 단축하니 보기 좋아지지 않았나?
do 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 do.
거긴 킬존이다.
여덟 앞으로 하나.
이 순간이 닿도록 베어내리라. 원망과 예쁘자. 쳐다보긴 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고. 눈 팔았으면 되져야지. 너무 뻔하잖아. 하! 내 차례네? 그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸렘.
잠시. 아직 5번 더 갈라야만 합니다. 굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
먼치킨 압도적인 전력. 가끔 질릴 때도 있지만 역시 늘 먹던 맛에서만 느껴지는 도파민이 있다니까.
Dang, she's gonna just kill them no matter what, man. Shoot, we can let you kill them if you want. Let's see how much damage you do. 52, yeah, you can turn up.
재밌겠는데? 그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸렘.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
올. 하지만
What's up there? You may speak to me casually, Aurelia, but in the presence of other apprentices, perhaps you should find it preferable to mimic the tone of the hero star. Come on, it's not like I want you to be the hero star. I don't know how to say, bro. Just let me do whatever I want while I'm here. Certainly, you have a point. So what's there? Up the stairs? I'm not sure myself. I've never been upstairs. Aren't you even a little curious? Why bother peeling back the heavens to see what is beyond? Those watching of yearning needn't raise their heads skyward. Am I seeing Vaya's memories? Clock, what did you see? I'm not sure, but now we've got another reason to check what's upstairs. Oh, and that's part two out of 3 of this done. Let's just get this back, you know. So yeah. Bye bye.